am I looking, dear? So I probably should have done this video a week ago when I was feeling a lot lighter. It's fair to say the Moroccan bread has been very good to me. So I'm going to take you through some really basic exercises that you can do to get stronger. And of course, this video isn't for seasoned lifters and those who feel like they have a strong base level. If you don't lift weights and you only do yoga, then the content of this video is going to be relevant to you. What we're going to do to make life really simple, so it's easier for you to grasp and you have some motor memory, is we're going to turn yoga poses into strength training exercises. And you kind of just have to bear with me on this. So again, the methodology is to do strength training exercises that mirror some of the yoga poses that you do on a regular basis. This way, the strength training exercises don't seem so daunting. In your head, you're thinking, oh, that looks very similar to what I already do. And so you're more likely to participate and you're more likely to see a positive outcome. So we've got Warrior 3, which is a really good exercise for the back of the legs and the glutes. And what you can do is you can turn this into a bit of a deadlift by using a weight in your opposite hand and then lowering down and then using your glute muscle to come back up again to Warrior 3. Lower down, focus on the glutes to bring you back up again. You can come all the way up and all the way back down again. Like I said, if you do Warrior 3, you already have that kind of existing muscle memory, so it should be quite a nice little exercise to do. Again, aiming for around 10 to 12 reps. You alright, darling? You can turn Warrior 3 into a deadlift. So in Warrior 3, you're looking to bring your body parallel to the floor. Over time, in the opposite hand, so I'm on my left leg, I'm going to hold onto the weight on the right hand, and I'm just going to go up and down, and that massively strengthens the glute muscle, the glute max, the glute medius, which is the muscle to the outside, the back of the leg, the hamstring, the core. It's just your postural muscles as you have to resist the temptation to round your back. Incredible, incredible exercise. Okay, so a really great core exercise that we can do is we can come into our balancing half moon, challenge our core muscles. After a few repetitions of doing that, you can add resistance in the bottom hand, and what this weight is doing is it's trying to pull you down to the floor. Let me find my balance. It's trying to pull you down to the floor, but you're using your core muscles to lift you up. So of course you can start light, you can do 10 repetitions, or you can try and hold for about 60 to 90 seconds. Let me try and do that again with a little more grace. There you go, just there. 1, 2, 3, and so on. So again, a great exercise for the core, but also really good for the back of the leg, the glutes and the hips as well. And you're balancing half moon pose into an exercise where you use the weight at the bottom hand to improve core strength, especially the kind of lateral or the side part of the core. And it's an amazing exercise for strengthening the standing leg, and especially that glute muscle, the main glute maximus and the glute medius, which sits on the side. Trust me, over a period of time, you really will feel the benefit of doing this exercise with some weight. And it doesn't have to be a lot. You can start with a tin of baked beans in your bottom hand if you need to. Just something outside of the existing comfort zone. So chair pose is a really good exercise for your quadriceps. Now you can have the knees forward, which is really demanding on your quads, or you can sit back as more of a squat. So if you already have this pattern, there's no reason you can't now add a weight, bring the kettlebell in towards your chest, lower down, come back up again. And if you notice, I never lock out. I just come up high enough where there's constant tension on the muscles, and I lower down again. Again, I personally don't like this. It's just not conducive long term, and it irritates my lower back. A note, before I lower down, before I carry the weight, I always imagine I'm taking a punch, a very gentle punch from Zaki, and what that does is that tenses my core muscles and ensures that my lower back does not move throughout the entire movement. And you're looking for, again, anything from 10 to 12 reps. There are varying versions of chair pose. You can have your feet together with your knees forward and arms up. You can have your feet slightly wider with your backside stuck out a little bit more. This for me is the preferred option because it closely resembles a squat, which is the next exercise. So your feet are around hip width apart. There's no kind of fundamental law, and all you want to do is make sure you're not arching, so just pull in slightly and then sit back to create your chair pose. And that can turn into a goblet squat where you hold the kettlebell in your hand and you just come up and down. So that's your legs and your backside muscles and your core. So now we just need to do upper body, which involves a pushing exercise and a pull. For your push, arm balances. So the audio failed me completely on this one. So that's why I'm recreating it now. So we've done 3 big exercises for your lower body. And now we want to do 2 exercises for the upper body, which involve a pushing movement, so pushing away and pulling. And just doing those 2 exercises will ensure that you're strengthening all the muscles of the upper body. Again, this video is more specific for people who don't lift and don't have a background in lifting weights. If you do have a background, you might need a little bit more because of your exercise history. But if you're a novice or someone new, what I'm about to show you is enough for now. It will build an incredible amount of strength if you feel your base level is low. The first one is your crow or crane or any arm balance that is prepping you for handstand. What you're doing by performing your arm balance is you're resisting gravity by pushing into the ground. And by pushing into the ground to lift your body up, you are strengthening your tricep muscles, the back of the upper arm, the front of your shoulder, your pectoral muscles, and your core muscles, of course. It coordinates the upper body and lower body together, strengthens your psoas. It's just like everything else I've shown you, a really underappreciated exercise. It will improve bone density in the arms. It reduces the risk of osteoporosis. I can't wax lyrical enough about the benefits of doing arm balances. And what your basic arm balance will do is give you the confidence to do a handstand where, again, to break it down simplistically, all you're really doing is pushing away from the ground the whole time. So I don't want to be here. I want to push over time and strengthen my arms, strengthen my shoulders and chest. Just then, I wasn't actually trying to do a handstand, and that's really what I want to encourage. Don't try to do a handstand. Just think about resisting and pushing your hands into the ground. Think of it as an exercise to strengthen the upper body, not a handstand. It's same but different. The last exercise is to incorporate a pulling movement in. Now, this goes outside of your kind of yoga muscle memory. So far we've just done exercises where your body has a memory of that type of movement, and we're just making it more challenging by adding in weights. But because you do yoga and you don't do weights, you don't really have that pulling muscle memory. So what you need to do is just find anywhere where you can pull your weight up. So, I mean, if you think of a pull-up, if we go to this bar here, all you need to do is find anywhere where you can pull yourself upwards there. And what you're doing is you're working all the big muscles in your back and your postural muscles, and that really complements everything else that we've just done in this workout. It's the one that most people neglect because yoga practitioners don't generally have that muscle memory, but it is by far the most important. So again, anywhere where you can pull yourself up, a barbell at home, a bar, pull-up bar, anything. It's so, so important. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Just by doing these 5 exercises, 3 of which really resemble yoga poses. One is a continuation of a yoga pose, your arm balances and handstand. And number 5 is something outside of our comfort zone, which is a pulling movement. By doing these 5 exercises, trust me, you are building strength, you are building durability in your body. It's massively psychologically beneficial as well. You will start to feel so much stronger than you already are. Trust the process, trust the science, give it a go, and as always, let me know how you get on. Strength training doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to go to a gym, you don't need to sign up for a year. What you need is a basic understanding of the basic movements, which is what we've just covered. And by doing those and repeating those regularly, and by regularly, I mean just once a week for the rest of your life if you need to. It's always better to do little, but continue it as part of your routine now, rather than for the next 6 months doing it every day and then quitting completely. So you don't need to do a lot if you don't do anything at the moment. The exercises I've shown you will complement your yoga practice, and that means when you're 90 and you still want to do yoga, you will be able to do yoga because your basic tolerance level, your body's tolerance level to deal with the demand you place on your body is so much higher because of the fact you've been lifting weights. You don't need to make life any more complicated than these basic 5 exercises, and over a period of time, you can look just to get better and stronger in doing these exercises. And if you're a regular at the studio, you can just ask my advice and I can show you that how you can advance these exercises or how you can modify them to get a slightly different stimulus. For those who visit the studio, as always, I'm available, so please feel free to reach out. If you're not local to the studio, you can contact me on Zahir at akramyoga.co.uk. And I've kept my shirt on because the video was taken in Morocco. I'm back now, and let's just say the Moroccan bread was very, very good to me. It was actually quite good to me in that video. In that video, I was quite, overblown on Moroccan bread as well. But you know what? I enjoyed every second of it.